And hello everyone, here we are for a Wild Rift video, and a guide too. It's been some time already, right? The last video that I uploaded was, I'm gonna check right now on the channel. I am watching this on the PC, basically I'm recording everything on my phone, but doing a little editings and cuts probably on on the PC because, well, it's a lot easier than on phone, and I'm recording on my phone because of the voice. It sounds a lot better there. Um, okay, yeah, so the video was released 11th of August, and it was almost a month ago. It was a month ago. Okay, okay. Not bad. So, we are here today to talk about a champion that I used to play a lot by moments, but I stopped playing him because I started playing more Diana and Wukong. I'm talking just on jungle. Um, but the champion is viable, he is good, depending on the way you play it, and he got buffed. That's what actually bring me to do this video and to try him again. So first of all, I'm talking about Pantheon, of course. You probably saw it from the video, and I've said it already, I think. I don't like the playing Pantheon on top lane. He's feeling far better on the support mid and jungle. Far better. But let's see about the build. So they go kind of more fighter style Pantheon build, which is probably the most reliable one. But I have a different way of playing Pantheon, and that's why I don't play him often, because it's quite hard to pull it out. You want to play him when the enemies are squishy, when there are no more than one tank on the enemy team, maximum two, but avoid it, because I play him like an assassin, as you can see on the name of the build. So first of all, spells, I'm gonna take this out of the way immediately. Smite Flash, do I need to say anything else? No. I don't recommend going for something like this. It's really good for the early game, but if you want to do something like playing without Flash, do Exhaust. Why? Because one, it's gonna slow the enemies, it's gonna be better for a late game. The Exhaust is far better in the late game than Ignite is, but Ignite is better early game. Unless the enemies have a lot of healing, where Ignite has a lot of value because it has grievous ones. But Exhaust is better if you want to play without Flash. It's a lot better for your 1v1s early game, gives you better scaling, so a lot better for 1v1s mid, and sometimes even late game. But I just go for like Flash. The good to go spell. Runes, not much to say. Electrocute, I don't play with anything else but Electrocute. Early game it deals a lot of damage, which is what you want. The point about Pantheon is get yourself feed as much as possible, and the more the game goes on, focus more into objectives and less into team fights, and don't go for team fights late game, or at least avoid them. You prefer a lot more going for picks. What is a pick? It's not a team fight, it's picking someone that is out of position, which with Pantheon's ultimate, really good. Don't worry, I'm gonna talk about everything about the abilities, and even show you some combos. Other spells that you can play if the enemies have a lot of souls, Phase Rush, but I don't like it. Conquer, as I said, don't play Pantheon if the enemies have a lot of tanks, so Conquer, avoid it. But if they have a lot of tanks, you got counterpicked or something, go for Conquer. Um, if you're playing support, you can go Aftershock or Font of Life. Aftershock gonna make you more tanky after you stun an enemy. Font of Life just gonna brings more heal to your whole team if you hit them all. Little tempo, just go for that. Secondary spells. If you feel really confident, but even like that, even with the confidence I feel when I play Pantheon, I wouldn't recommend this. You can eventually go for Triumph, but I always go for Weakness. It's just too strong. It gives you a lot of burst. In the worst case, if you got counterpicked, what you want to do is just focus the enemy ADC. It's always a good target for you to one-shot or at least get out of the fight because you're gonna almost kill it in one combo. Secondary, Ultimate Shield gives you really good scaling for your ultimate in mid-late game. So you're not as squishy. You gain a big shield from this. You can also go for Bone Plating if they have a lot of assassins, or Tenacity if they have a lot of CC. About the other runes, don't pick it, but the good to go, and I go those runes basically every game, are those four. But last one, just go for Genius. Cooldown reduction is really good on Pantheon. It allows you to disengage and re-engage faster. Other runes that you could play, I don't know, Demolish if you feel like you have to split push at some point in the game, but don't go for it. Maybe Mastermind if you want to focus more on the objectives. Under Genius is just too good. So the only thing you should keep in mind is if the enemies have a lot of burst, bone plating, if the enemies have a lot of CC, Titan. But don't touch anything else, I wouldn't. About the items. So, first of all, you want to focus on armor penetration. Talking about armor penetration, why is Pantheon Assassin so viable? Because of this, because of his ultimate. His ultimate passively gives him 10% armor penetration at level 1. At level 2 it's 15, at level 3 it's 20. Uh, that's what makes it inviable. Just free 20% armor shred. Perfect. The core build, I'd say. Those three first items. Yumu, really good early game. Movement speed. You don't have to focus on the boots when in the early game when you have Yumu. Good to chase enemies, good for bursting them because it gives you attack speed, so you stack your passive faster. Cyrilda, really perfect item for Pantheon. Even if you play him as a fighter, you should go for Cyrilda. 30% armor penetration when you're level 15, plus the 20 from the passive ultimate. It's 50% armor penetration. How good is this? Really good. Really, really good. It means that squishy champions are gonna have just half the armor they have, and then the flat armor penetration comes. So you're gonna basically deal true damage to them. Third item, Infinity Edge. Sorry, Edge of Night. Edge of Night. I swear I can talk. Um, this item is not as aggressive as other serrated dark items, like the Duskblade or even this one. If you feel that you're gonna need more damage and that you don't need a spell shield, just go for the Umbral Glaive. It's gonna be really good in mid-late game for taking vision. So you don't have to be afraid of doing a Baron or a Dragon or something on an enemy ward, or that you are camping on a bush that is warded from the enemies. But Infinity Edge is a really good safety that helps you keep your shutdown safe, because at this point I'm not even saying how to play from behind. If you play from behind, it's really hard. Just play with your most fed teammate and give him kills. In the early game you play as an assassin, in mid game depending on how fed you are, you also play as an assassin, in late game, when everyone is full stuff, you play as a support. Always. No matter what, no matter the build, no matter what happens. So be careful with that. You want to end the game as fast as possible. So, Edge of Night, really good item defensively. Then, the two others are kinda situational. Guardian Angel, good to keep your shutdown even safer. Black Cleaver, if the enemies are starting to buy armor. Dead Stance, if the enemies have a lot of burst. Maw of Malmortis, if the enemies have a lot of AP damage. Other items that you want to go... I don't really feel like you need anything else besides tank items. Yes, even on an assassin, you want to buy tank items because sometimes the value is too good. When the enemies are like full ED or full EP, it's really good for you to buy a Frozen Heart, for example, or a Randuin. When they are full EP, just go Force of Nature, Abyssal Mask if you have a teammate that is AP, that you would like to give more damage because of the passive. Nearby enemy champions take 15% bonus magic damage. How good is that? For the boots, Lucidity would be the best, sorry, but you are kinda squishy, so this is gonna make you even more squishy. So I don't recommend this. If the enemies have a lot of CC, go Mercury, if not, Steel Caps. I always go for this. I rarely, really rarely, basically never go for Lucidity, and the few games that I'm going, I die too much, so don't go for those. For the Enchant, I kinda always go for Proto Belt, but if you feel like you can do like some tricky plays, you can go for Teleport. I never do this, but who knows, maybe one day can be useful. When your Proto Belt is down and the enemies are attacking your base, you can switch it to Ionian Stasis. Because I don't even need to talk about it. Just 2 seconds of stasis, you engage, you go in. The 2.5 seconds that you are on stasis, you are getting your cooldowns back. So, Proto Belt. Little trick about Proto Belt. When you dash, it throws like 5 little missiles in front of you that don't deal much damage. But if the enemy, which was the case in this game, wasn't that useful but can be, a spell shield. You basically dash in, with the rockets you're gonna pop the enemy bunches and then you jump. Anyway, let's talk about Pantheon in-game. There, yeah. So I can show you some combos too. So I repeat, what you want to do with Pantheon, with this build, is be an assassin. You want to get as many kills as possible. Early game, it doesn't matter how much it costs you. If you lose a dragon because of it, if you lose a turret because of it, you want to get a lot of kills. Even if the enemies are getting some kills back, as long as you are getting a lot of kills, it's good for you. I'm not telling you for running down the games, but you don't have to focus like, but if I take the skill, they will kill my support or something like. No, just don't worry. You want to get ahead, because if you don't get ahead, your team will be playing with Wellness Champion most of the time. If you play Pantheon, you need to have the mentality of I am strong early, I cannot overextend too much, but I'm really strong early. So, level up. There we go. You always start with a sword, of course, no reason not to. You really need a leash early game. You really need a leash on the red buff, because it slows and it makes you deal burn damage to camps, so whatever. The ward that I usually do is to get info on the enemy blue buff. You want to place it about here. I usually place it there, but a lot of enemies start warding this bush with a pink ward, so it would just get removed. So what you want to do? Level 1. Behind, spear. You want to do it all of the chickens. First ability. First of all, I should talk about the passive. You gain stacks after every ability or basic attack. If you see under my health bar, I have 1 stack because I attack. Now I have 2 because I use an ability. Now I have 3 because I attack. And now I have a purple one. And it's even like a shine. And look at the weapons, the spear and all. It shines, you see? It's your passive. I'm just gonna disable iron. There you go. So what is that passive? It upgrades your next ability, non-ultimate of course, if the passive is fully stacked. And then obviously you consume it. No matter if it hits or not. So what you want to do when you are... Let me just show you. So you are on the jungle, you want to eat jungle camps or even use your abilities, just the first, to stack your passive and then you can go in. You want to have at least 3 stacks when you want to engage a fight. At least 3. First ability, you can charge it or tap it. If you tap it, you get 50% of the cooldown back. So you can use it twice as often. So you're on jungle, you never want to throw the spear. Never, 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 never. It basically deals damage, and if the enemies are under 35% HP, it crits. It deals a lot more damage. So basically in the early game, if you crit an enemy with the first ability charge and they are under 35%, it's a one-shot. Don't worry about it. And if it's not a one-shot, it's really close to. So, if you charge it, it's basically the same thing. With the passive stack, it deals even more damage. Second ability, you jump, the enemies are stunned for 1 second, and if it is with the passive up, you also attack really fast 3 times. So yes, it does apply your passive. It does stack your passive 3 times after that. The third ability, it's a shield. You block all non-turret damage, be careful with this one, non-turret damage, for 1.5 seconds, and you also deal little damage, and then after the ability is over, you like slam and it deals AoE damage, but little irrelevant. What you want to do with this is just block damage. You are slowed by 50% when you walk in the opposite direction where you're blocking. So I'm gonna show you. Actually, I'm just not gonna spoil what it does after because it's gonna be important. So if I shield this way, I walk normally. But if I walk this way, I am slowed, as you can see. If you walk in a direction that isn't the direction that you are shielding, you are slowed. You can also tap it again to finish it early. On the jungle, if you use this to clear, try not to, but it's not that worth because the cooldown is really long. You want to use it to block abilities. But what you want to do is, since it doesn't deal that much damage, just tap it. Go and tap it again. If you use this with the passive fully stacked, you gain movement speed for 1.5 seconds. I'm just gonna show you the ultimate, by the way. It's a big ultimate like Twisted Fates. You jump and you crash down. You deal damage and your passive is fully stacked. See? 0 passive stacks. Now I'm gonna jump on Garen. It deals more damage on the little circle that you're seeing. And my passive is fully stacked again. So, I'm gonna put... It also gives you vision before you jump. So, be careful where you jump, but it gives you vision the moment that the ultimate is already triggering. I want dummy. Where is it? Enemy dummy, there. So I don't know that there is a... I don't have vision on this one. So, look at this. You can get cancelled, by the way, so be careful if the enemy is FCC. There. And now, you can have vision. About the combo. One really good and good to go combo in the early game. You can gank level 1, you can gank level 2, you can gank level 3 with Pantheon, by the way. The usual combo. Fully stacked. You jump on the enemies. Basic attack first, shield. So you're gonna tell me, why don't you use the empowered spear? Because the movement speed is far more important. In the early game, the enemies are gonna flash away from you, and you will have no ways to chase them. So the movement speed from the shield is really, really important. I recommend you to watch a guy called Spearshot on YouTube. He plays League of Legends on PC, but you can use the same tips on Wild Rift. He's really good into that. You watch him, and he's a really funny guy, and that can just definitely teach you a lot. So I'm just gonna stack my passive. No, I don't need. With your ult, you want to put them usually between, like behind the enemies, because they will be running away this way. You can also target the enemies already. Basic attack, first ability. Basic attack first. I gotta choke this. Let's do this again, okay? I am gonna talk. The ultimate is really big, by the way. Look at where I am. I am at the red buff and I can go to the blue. So you can use this to gank lanes or to get someone like behind someone that is overextending on the enemy team, or to help your teammates. So, ult. You lock into the enemy you want to go. Attack second, attack first, shield. They will be probably running away, so you go there, then you keep attacking, blah blah blah. They're dead. If you start the fight, as I told you, with only 2 stacks, it's okay. You just need to find a way to engage them the best way you can. You can also just do this first ability, like you jump, you attack once, then you use the first ability, always cancelling the basic attacks. Of course, I'm with 0 cooldowns, but it's just to show you that you can cancel. Look at the speed. So if you use it just right after you deal damage, you can cancel it. Anyway, the combo with 3 stacks, jump, it's usually this. You can just proc electrocute and then you just run away. That's why you should start fights with 5 stacks. So when you are waiting for for someone to engage, you just use your first ability, really low cooldown, you just tap it, you know. So it's really good, it comes back really fast. Those basically are the combos. When do you want to use your ultimate? All the time. You want to use your ultimate all the time. Really, all the time. I'm gonna use it. It's level 1. And the cooldown on it is 90 seconds. I'm gonna show you here. Level 3. The ultimate is gonna be close to 1 minute cooldown, which is basically nothing. So, don't be afraid of using your ultimate. Really, I've seen people keeping their ultimates for too long. Something that you can also do. Now I cannot really do it because the minions are on the enemy side. But basically, you go like this. You dive an enemy. You attack, use your abilities and all, and then you keep your stun to just dash on a minion and run away. That's a tip. So, I'm gonna quit this and I'm gonna show you the game. I think that was basically everything with Pantheon. The combos are really simple. Just keep in mind the stacks on your passive. If you don't have your passive stack, attack a jungle camp, attack minions, use your first ability. Then when you're at 5 stacks, you're good to go on a good fight. You want to go on squishy enemies, and the combo is passive stacked, fully stacked, third ability, basic attack, first, use the shield towards the enemy that you feel the enemy is gonna run away, and keep going after them. During fights, what you want to do is you go in, you put everything, you use your shield to block some damage while running away, and then you wait a bit. And then you go in again. You basically are really reliant on your cooldowns. So disengage, engage again. I'm gonna have a really good moment to show you this later game. So this game I am playing with the mid laner, of course. Really good friend of mine, really good player, and really good guy for actually holding me up when I'm tilting. By the way, the Trinamir is AFK, I don't know why, probably server. The Seraphine support is going top lane, don't really know why, but whatever. It's ranked, by the way. Those guys are Platinum, I think, or even Emerald. And the Malf is not leashing. I hate people who do this, that fake AFK just not to leash. So I ask him just to throw the first ability on the chickens. See, I line the chickens so I can use my first ability to poke them. And look at what am I gonna do. See? I want to clear this camp as fast as possible, get my level 2. My passive is stacked, and look at this, free flash. I didn't use anything, I didn't use anything. I jump in, basic attack, first ability, electrocute, and she has to flash away. The champion is really good early game. Mid game, it depends on how good your early game was. So there is nothing important about this. Just keep an eye on your lanes. I pinged them that Echo was top, to be careful. And look at this. Katarina no flash, so what am I gonna do? Missed the action. Unfortunately. My bad. But basically, no flash, gank again. I just did red buff into ganking again. Now I let the kill to Galio. Because I need to get him ahead too. You cannot take every single kill. Try to leave the kills to your mid laner or to your ADC, and sometimes to your top laner if he is playing a carry or not. Which was not the case because we have a Malf. So, feed yourself, but also start feeding your teammates at some point. And there you're gonna see what not to do. I saw Echo, I was hoping for him to do the scuttle, but he warded, it was well played of him, and I couldn't run away, so... Anyway, let's speed this up if you don't mind. By the way, the Ashe is really bad. The Morgana is good, actually. I like the way she played, that she was everywhere on the map. And now that Trinamir is back, she was asking on chat if she should go to Malf, and I was telling her, yes, definitely just go. So yes, focus on farming, but not too much. You cannot completely just fully gank or fully farm. You have to think like, I farm while I'm waiting for good opportunities to gank. And look at this, I'm doing the scuttle, moving him towards the bot lane. And why? Because we have a really good setup with Malphite ultimate. I am behind him, Malphite has ultimate. Jump out Seraphine, really easy. I miss my spear because, well, the server lags. I think you can feel this too. But well, now really pay attention to my movements. Really pay attention to where I am going exactly. I wait for him to dash or to use my ascent. There we go. Look at where I'm going. I'm going around the wall. Why? Because Galileo is going this way while I'm going up. So where could Trinidad run? Nowhere. If I would just follow him, he would just dash the wall and I would have to... I don't even have flash. We would just lost a kill stupidly. That's why Gali was chasing this way, because it was where Tryndamere was going, and I was going already on the blue buff, because the only way that he could run would be upwards, where I was going. So there is no point on just like playing the cat and mouse game of like, I chase you, blah blah blah, you chase me, you know, I chase you. Yes, I know I'm still chasing you, but it's leading to nowhere if you cannot cut the enemy's way. So at this point, I have a lot of gold on me. By the way, first pack, if you can do what I did, it's really good. This gives you so much damage. It gives me 16 armor penetration and 40 damage for only 2000 gold, which I'm gonna use no matter what because this one is gonna go for Yumu, and this one for the Edge. On the map, I saw that Ashe was getting yanked. I don't care if she dies, as I've told you. I'm taking a kill for this. And look, I'm not afraid. I'm flashing for this kill. I would never let this go away. Never. And I kept my shield. Why did I keep my shield? For this. I completely block Echo's combo. I don't know why did he try to do. His team is pinging him. I really don't know. My shield block his first ability. It block his basic attack and the damage from the dash. So, what happened? I have a Humus, and as you can see, no boots, because why? Whatever. I really don't care. I just use my ult to get a double kill, and it's already on the 45-second cooldown. Sorry. So, Yumu, really good for you, those who don't know. You gain those little stacks that you can see under my flash. When it's at 100, you gain 40 movement speed. And your next basic attack or ability is gonna trigger and consume all the stacks to give you attack speed. So it's okay, it's good for clear, it's good for chase, it's good overall because it's movement speed and it's offensive stats because I went from 8 to 15 armor penetration. By the way, what the fuck did the Tristana try to do? She didn't saw me going on the splash, but why would she jump in this way, having absolutely no vision there? Yes, her team was behind, but that was one combo. One. And Dash did basically no damage. And see? I use my shield because I don't know if she had flash or not. I think she just used it, but if she would like flash or buy a proto belt, I don't know why, or just for some reason ever jump back again, I could still chase her, no matter what. And it's really good for you to do the combo even when you don't really need to, so you can get used to that. There, I didn't saw that Echo had a ward, but I knew he was behind. Now I did one mistake. What you want to do with Pantheon is full stacks, as I am. When the head dragon is at 1000 HP, you use your smite. No, sorry, you use your first ability and smite. So you deal damage from both your smite and your first ability at the same time. So technically your smite deals more damage. But I think I got like a lag or my spear went somewhere else, I don't know. And something didn't happen. I missed the smite. But I tried to do the smite because I knew Echo was there. Yep. If you see the spear went upwards, I don't know why. It's not the first time it happens to me. It's I'll call it a bug because it happens to me when I'm playing Diana, for example, when I'm throwing the first ability. It just goes like I don't know. I don't even know how it's possible for it to go like so far away. But I missed the dragon with my spear. I would have got the dragon because of the trick that I told you. And yes, I'm using my ultimate to walk faster and to deal little damage on the herald. So I want to do this as fast as possible. Your objectives are okay. You can do them like with an okay speed, but my team was coming already, so it's fine. It was a little risky because I ain't that smite, but whatever. Just thought there was a ward, so no point on chasing Katarina. She's just gonna walk back. One thing that you can do with the Pantheon is invade. That was a mistake. I didn't know that Echo was there, and I still walked in. Talking about invade, I'm gonna tell you how. Level 1. Red buff. Get a leash. If you don't get a leash, Raptors. You can do this if you have a ward and you know the enemies are like the enemy jungler is starting here. Then you're gonna walk this way and kill him. Or if you don't kill him, you're gonna make him run away and you can steal the Gromp. That's how you want to do it. So yeah, I dropped the Herald because my team was there. I thought they would do something better about it. Spoiler, they won't. Yep, the Katarina collapsed. The Herald is not even gonna hit. Look at what am I doing, by the way. I was here, and I had to ult up to try to save the turret, which I couldn't. Why? Because Ashe decided to run bot lane for some reason to die one more time. Use your ultimate, it deals really good damage on minions. So you can use it to kinda clear waves later game. My ultimate, it doesn't say the cooldown, but it should be around 70, I think. 70 seconds. Good part about armor penetration items is that it usually gives you a lot of ability haste. So your cooldowns are gonna get even lower. Look at the spear. When I'm gonna tap it, 3-second cooldown. And it deals a lot of damage. A lot. Talking about a lot of damage. Look, see? Now I'm using my shield. Block her damage and walk even faster. So I would be sure that even if she would flash, I would still run after her and kill her. I'm really strong. I have to push the slane so it can crash the turret. I even smite the cannon to go faster. And now, this is the kind of things that you don't really want to do. I waited a little too long on this. It was lost already, so no point on staying there, just farm. The result? The Tristan almost killed me. I'm recalling. I'm buying this. The Call of Eagle Warhammer. A lot of damage and a lot of ability haste, so it's really good. I jump. You kill the squishy enemy. And I use the shield to run away. I'm throwing my spear because I don't want to get close and I'm not gonna re-engage for sure. Look at this. Close. If my spear would hit, it would die, for sure. And Ash one more time died like shit. Good job. I wasn't paying attention, but well, lucky enough for me that I didn't got hit by Seraphine ult, I would die. Talking about deaths, be careful with that. I am really fed, I have a big shutdown. You don't want to give it. I decided to go for Cyrilda because I really need to deal more damage because look at the team. It's fine if Galio is like 1 to 4. It's positive because he's a scaling champion. He's not dying far more than this. And he's even helping a lot the team to get advantages. Malphite is doing awfully. Ashe is doing awfully. Morgan is trying to do to save those two, but it's still basically we are playing with only 3 people. It's really annoying. Easy force flash on Tryndamere. I thought about flashing back on him, but he probably had ult, so no point. And definitely, yes, if you look here, he does have ult. This guy, my god. Thank god I saw this. He's really bad. That was so bad. So I'm waiting. I knew they were going for Morgana. Look at that Seraphine. So crispy. I shouldn't have stunned her. I should have just attacked her and keep my stun for Tryndamere, but whatever. And now, look at this. I prefer flashing out just to be sure. To chain CC's Tryndamere without he being able to kill me. He couldn't move. You literally couldn't move. So yeah, I told him to go to Rift because I have my ult. Morgana was walking through the river, which was a really bad idea. She should have walked behind because we shouldn't collapse on this. I got the assist. And look at this. A little too early. I used my Proto Belt a little too early on Katarina because Katarina has benches, which gives her like a block next hostile ability, which also counts CC. So you should use Proto Belt and wait like half a second, then jump in. I put the Herald mid to distract them, so I can do Dragon safely because they will have to defend mid or they will lose turrets. But still, I don't know what those two idiots are doing. Anyway, Dragon. The basic attacks from Ashes, from Ashe with the skin. The sound is awful. And look at this, look at this, look at Katarina. Why? 40 HP out of almost 2000. So unlucky. I timed this perfectly with her stasis, but anyway. I'm really big. What I want to do now is just keep farming. I'd like to full clear my jungle, but I'm looking at my team and they will probably need help, so I need to push lanes. If you don't know what to do, just push lanes, bring them at least even. If you don't overextend too much, like here, it's kinda risky for me to be there, so I should put a ward here before going forward. But at this point I can basically 1v1 anyone, so it's fine. Meanwhile, I got back my ult that I just used for a team fight. And I'm using it. Look at this. Again, I'm not afraid of using it. I almost one-shot Tristana. It was a little greedy for me to do this. It was really bad, actually. We got a kill for this. No, we didn't. We didn't even get a kill for this, so it was really bad for me. The enemies were too high HP for me to actually be able to do something. I couldn't watch out Tristana in the beginning, or even Katarina. So, bad decision. That's something that you don't want to do. Fed as I am, I shouldn't do this, because I gave a shutdown. I don't even remember who got the kill, I think it was Katarina. Look at what you can do. Why is she pushing this far? So I'm not afraid of ulting like right behind her, by a lot. So I'm sure that she doesn't like... If she's here, where I am, and I ult right on top of her, she can just walk away. Yes, I have Proto Belt Flash and second ability, but no need, you can just like ult a little backwards and it's fine. I just use my ult, 30-second cooldown. Don't be afraid of using it. Okay, that was nice. Now I'm chasing Echo. Why am I chasing Echo? The Baron is up. If he dies, we can go for it. And now, it's the annoying part, where you as a jungler ping the Baron because it's the right call, and you know it's the right call, and even some of your teammates know it's the right call, but the fucking ADC don't move. Yes, we are getting a turret, but look at us, we don't have nearly enough damage to do this. We are not dealing enough damage to Baron, and the Baron is kinda kicking us, so thank you, Ash. The Morgana it's okay, but now the ADC should come. Look how risky this is. I was forced to use Smite earlier, and there I kinda lag. I don't know what happened there, but I flashed. I don't even know if it was me who attacked the plant, but anyway. Trina Meyer is just chasing like an idiot. He bought the QSS. Nearly not enough. Look now. See? Proto Belt, half a second, and then you go in. You don't want to immediately follow it. That's why I could stunt Katarina there. The Proto Belt make her Banshee useless. You can one-shot backline minions with your spear, so it's really good to push. I was telling to my Galio, my friend, if Katarina walks in, be ready, I'm jumping on her. Galio Pantheon is a really good mid-jungle duo because of the chain CC. I can use my shield, but it's useless against turrets. Malphite's coming for the kill, and... Yep. Of course. Look at the damage. That was without electrocute. Beautiful. See? And I saw Seraphine, I was like, no, I'm not gonna do this. She gains range after she uses an ability. So, no thank you, sir. But giving a shutdown to the most idiot person on their team is actually a good idea. But I would still die. Not worth. So, I have Edge of Night, and I would want to be even safer because I need to be the one going in, and I have Galio ultimate when I go in, so I need Guardian Angel. That's what I'm building. I want to get it as early as possible. I'm gonna do red buff into Dragon because it's really important. Look, I'm attacking to stack my passive. I was telling Ash to go back so the Dragon would come closer to us, so Echo wouldn't steal it for free. And she was taking like 2 shots before she realizes, maybe you should go back. Look at this fight, by the way. Look at the way I'm playing this. I went in, and now I'm here. I ran away. I wait for my cooldowns, I went back in again. Now I'm going back, and I can go in back again. Now, because now I have my cooldowns. No, not even... I don't even need to flash. By the way, if you just press the ability but you don't throw it, it refunds, I think, some of your cooldown, so... You can do this if you don't want to throw the spear. But anyway, no point. There, a perfect moment to see my int. I flashed on Seraphine's face to one-shot her, but she used her ultimate the same moment. Anyway, why are the cannons green, by the way? Does Tryndamere have a breaker? It's weird. I'm almost sure I saw the cannons go green for some reason. Weird. Well, anyway. The Ashlight one more time, I don't even want to think about it. 2-7. At some point, just, if you're in the EDC and you're starting to fall back, just forget about the game. Kill minions, kill jungle, kill minions, kill jungle. Forget about what your team is doing. Really. And now we have a clock on our head. Why? Because look at the enemy team, look at our team. Even if some enemies are kinda stupid in the enemy team, they scale a lot better than we do. They do a lot better than our team in the later game. We don't want to reach the late game. We want to finish the game now. Because I'm still overfed. Between me and Echo, 2.5k ahead. 2.5. That's almost a full item. And I do have a full item on me. Fully completed. That vision, you want to try to position yourself in a way that you could flank the enemies. I'm gonna remove the enemy vision. If they face check us, they are doomed. Now what I'm gonna do is use their scuttle to bait them. See, I was just walking on it, just to scare the enemies a little and to cause panic. And now I'm on this push, hoping that it wasn't warded, which was the case. And look at this. Bye, Seraphine. She cannot play the game. And look at the Tristana. She also cannot run away. Because a Cirilla not only gives the possibility for a Pantheon to have 50% armor penetration damage, armor penetration, sorry, it also slows, which is awful for the enemies. Why? Because they cannot run away from you. They cannot run away. They just can't. In this position, I was like, should we go Baron or Elder? I feel it's a little easier to take Elder, that's why I went for Elder instead of Baron. It doesn't stun you, it doesn't apply the reduction damage that Baron does, so that's why I went for Elder. A lot easier to take. Still really tanky and takes some time, but a lot easier than Baron. I don't know what Ashe was still doing here mid lane, doing literally nothing, while there is this huge minion wave crashing, taking half of the inhibitor turret and a full second turret. If I'm an ADC, I don't care about what my team is doing. I'll never do this. I'll say, fuck my team, I just want this farm. Even as a jungler, just take the farm. So, keep this in mind. Even if you're a jungler, it's not your main job, but if your teammates are stupid enough not to push lanes, it's your job to push lanes. Why? Because if the enemies win a good team fight, they have a really good wave to push into your base, to take a turret, to move forward. Basically, don't let the enemies take something. I have Elder, remember this, look at that. See, I removed the shield, I went in. I could have flashed on her, but I don't know where Echo was, so I didn't want to risk it. One shot, I don't know what Tristana is doing. And now I'm gonna flash on Katarina because I saw Echo. I have my shield so I can slow him. One more time. The Elder buff takes care of it. Meanwhile, backline. The Tryndamere went on the Galio and the Morgana and Kill too, by the way. Ridiculous. The Seraphine is there, but really we don't care about this. I am just here, waiting for the minions to end the game. So that's how you play Pantheon. If you don't really understand the way I'm playing, or why I took this decision instead of that one, or if you have questions in general about anything, no matter what, just use the comments, really. I'm really really willing to help you, you know? Two things. With Pantheon, I've said this on the video, but I'm gonna say it again. Don't AFK farm. Go farm, always with your eyes on the map to look at a good opportunity. If you look in the early game, just before I got my Yumus, I was doing Wolves or Gromp, I don't know. And I was like, looking at my map, and I saw Echo was there. So I immediately gave up my farm to go top to take a double kill. That's how you should play. don't AFK farm. It's the same as Lee Sin. Why I see some Lee Sin players AFK farming? Lee Sin is good early game. He's not too good late game. So this is kind of like an early game guide on jungle. Focus on your lanes. Always look at it. Look at gank potentials. Go once on a lane. Make them use their flash, and then you can go again. What I did this game was chickens, mid lane gank, Katarina lost flash. Red buff, mid lane gank again because Katarina didn't have flash. So first blood for me. That's what you should do. Okay? Always keep this in mind. Always. Don't AFK farm with early game champions. Go watch some other guides on YouTube. Maybe it can help you. Maybe they will tell you things that I didn't. But be careful when you pick Pantheon. When the enemies are all squishy, you can go for him. If they don't have any kind of tanks or not more than one, you can pick Pantheon. It feels really good, but please practice him. You're gonna feel like you can just do everything in the first levels, but no. Know your limits and then play Pantheon rank. Okay? Anyway, guys. Quick little thing for you. Look at those stats. Beautiful, huh? Anyway. So, everything I said about Pantheon, I hope I helped you with this guide. I hope I give you like, you know, the thing when you look at food and you really want to eat it at watery mouth. Like this kind of feeling for you to play Pantheon. Because he's definitely a really strong champion, and with the buff, he's even stronger. So definitely try him. Try this champion. He is really good. Just learn how to play him, feel comfortable, and then go rank. Anyway, guys, thank you one more time for being here, for watching this guide. Go comment something, ask me things, talk to me about the video, what you like, what you didn't like, what you would want me to change, or games that you would want to play, things that you would want me to do with you. I don't know, things in general. Use the comment section. It's open to everything and everyone. So consider subscribing too, it will help me. Anyway, leave a like if you liked the video, or a dislike if you didn't, and never forget, stay the way you are, cause you're amazing, and see you guys.